A very sad one indeed, a very, very sad one. In fact, this shook the nation. Politically, economically, it shook the nation. I'm talking about the passing of Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Ubah. Oh, wow. It is well. All right. Try not to be emotional here, but it's a very touching one because Senator Ifeanyi Ubah was an amazing fellow. I didn't have the privilege of knowing him, okay, but a couple of times I got to meet him. I was actually pleased with what I experienced, all right, firsthand. He was a down-to-earth fellow, very warm, very welcoming, all right, very, very cheerful. And one thing that struck me the most was his humility. His humility was so much that I asked myself, I said, are you sure this is the real Ifeanyi Ubah? You know, but of course, he was the one. It's a very sad one. For some of us who might not be so enlightened on who Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Ubah really was, he was born on the 3rd of September 1971 in Abuja to the families of Mr. and Mrs. Alphonsus Ubah of Otolo. Otolo is one of the four quarters in Nnewi in Anambra State. Now, Senator Ifeanyi Ubah was the first son of 7 children to Mr. and Mrs. Alphonsus Ubah. As a businessman, he was an importer of motor tires, motorcycles, car spare parts, in fact, spare parts generally, all right, in West Africa. In fact, his business spanned up to Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Congo, and so on. Of course, took over the entire nation, right? Before he further expanded his business to Europe, of course, which were his major bases were Belgium and United Kingdom. Also, as a businessman, he founded the following: 1. Capital Oil and Gas Limited, Oil Force Nigeria Limited, First Nigeria Independent Oil Company Limited. 4. Ipeman Petrochemicals was also founded by him. And also, he founded the popular, famous Authority FM radio station in Anambra State that covers, of course, the Southeast and a large part of the South-South. Also, Authority newspaper, which is a popular newspaper, of course, in Nigeria, and very popularly, the Ifeanyi Ubah FC football club, a football club that is very active in the Nigerian Premier League. As a politician, he was a great and inspiring moving force in Nigerian politics. Despite his earlier challenges and hurdles while he was in the Labour Party in 2014, where he ran for gubernatorial office in Anambra State, all right, but couldn't secure the seat until he moved to the Young Progressive Party, YPP, where he ran for the Anambra South Senatorial District. He won, and he remained there till 2024, where he decamped, okay, to the All Progressive Congress, APC, and already made his declarations of his interest to become the gubernatorial candidate for APC in the forthcoming election in 2025 in Anambra State before his sudden and shocking demise. Shocking because a lot of us are still yet to believe it's true. Some people are still believing miracles that he will just stand up and walk. One thing about Senator Ifeanyi Ubah is that he was an amazing philanthropist, and his philanthropism exceeded even his constituency because he had NGOs out there that went beyond the Anambra South. He had NGOs that gifted out cars to Igwes, Obis, party faithfuls, and all. Gave houses to widows and widowers. Same NGO helped churches to complete their buildings or even raise the building from scratch to completion, right? Then also went as far as giving countless, endless scholarships to children in different communities, free education. That was how philanthropic Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Ubah was. Despite the various failed assassination attempts made on his life, he survived and kept on doing good. He was also very instrumental and very vocal in trying to unite the Southeast, making it very relevant in the global hemisphere and also have its relevance in this country. He was a very vocal and upright fellow in terms of fighting for peace and progress and unity in the Southeast. These were exploits that he did effortlessly and with joy, irrespective of course, of the challenges and the oppositions he faced. Some of us were privileged to have just met him a couple of times, and he left an impression. I can imagine the amount of impression he must have left regularly, or those who have benefited from his countless philanthropism. He was married to Uchenna Ubah, a business administration graduate from the Ahmadu Bello University, with whom they had 5 children. Only God can console that family right now. Only God can strengthen the wife and the kids and the entire family of Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Ubah. He'll be greatly missed, as his shoes none can occupy. None can even try to even occupy halfway, because he left a great impression in the hearts of millions. In the hearts of millions. And lots are still wailing out there, thinking how they can make it in a world without Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Ubah. Indeed, it's going to be a difficult one. But I believe that God will see every one of us through. Will see the family through. Will see the people of the Southeast through. Will see the people of Anambra State through. Is greatly loved and will continually remain in our hearts. Thank you.